Welcome back to another Faith at Home lockdown devotional. This is week 2, session 3, and it's the one that I'd encourage you to perhaps give a go as a family. But if not, don't worry, you can do it as an individual as well and work through some of the questions on your own or call or WhatsApp a mate. We have been thinking about Sabbath this week, this idea of stopping and moving in and being present to our surroundings and aware of what God's doing and delighting in his work around us. And what better place to leave devotionals on Sabbath than with Jesus? Jesus talks about rest, and he says this in Matthew: "Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light." Perhaps you can think of a time where instead of rest, you have felt restless, where instead of burden-free, you felt full of weight and burden. I remember a time when I was waiting to hear news of a family member in hospital, and it does weigh heavy on you whether that operation has gone well. And it's always amazing when you receive that news that it has gone well, that they're recovering. You feel like that weight has been lifted, i.e., I think you experience rest in your soul. Jesus is saying that coming to him gives you that experience of rest and a weight and a burden being removed. When it talks about yoke, it's not talking about cracking an egg. The yoke really was a way of talking about a teacher's teaching, a rabbi's teaching. And so Jesus is saying that his teaching is light. It's like that news coming from a hospital that is positive. It's a light teaching. It brings you peace and rest and joy. There is so much teaching around us that does the opposite, I think. Our world is teaching us to live and be a certain way. And very often, the world's teaching creates weight and tension and stress. It causes us to go after achievement, to prove ourselves, to always be the best looking, or to have the most possessions or the most money or whatever it is. These are kind of the tensions and the weight that our world teaches us. Jesus rocks up and he's like, no, my teaching is light. Follow me and you'll find rest for your souls. How do we access that rest? Well, he starts this passage by saying, well, come to me and you'll experience this rest for your soul. And so I wonder how during lockdown, which arguably is yet more stress and more anxiety and more weight on us, I wonder how during even lockdown, we can come to Jesus and find the rest that he gives us. And we find rest in Jesus, I think, in a number of ways. When we come to him, we're reminded that he is the one that has put the work in to rescue and to save us. That we don't have to prove ourselves to him, that he freely gives us grace and love and mercy and forgiveness. We can come to him and not have to be anything other than ourselves. I think that's one way we find rest in coming to Jesus. I wonder how you might be able to do that this week. I think also in coming to Jesus, we find rest because we know that our future is certain in him, that he is the king that has come to launch a new kingdom. And in his resurrection, he has brought life, new life to the world for us to experience. Even now we can access that through prayer and through worship. And so find time this week to come to Jesus in prayer, in worship, as you are, and allow him to help you look forward to the future where all things are restored and made new. In Revelation 21, it says that there will be an end to all suffering. There'll be no more tears. This is the life that we have to look forward to in Jesus.